BlxckMonopoly presents Dope Dialogue. What's going on, y'all? You guys are now tuning in a Dope Dialogue presented by BlxckMonopoly. And today we got on the one and only Conscious Lee. How you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. Definitely feeling good. Feel even smoother now. I get to see the person behind, you feel me, the platform behind, you know what I'm saying, pressing that post button, you know.
For sure. Let's jump right into it. Hit the listeners with a little bit about yourself, like, you know, where you come from, just a little detail about you.
Yeah, man. Hey, my motto is education is elevation. You feel me? My name is George Lee, aka the Conscious Lee. Don't forget the Lee. You find me on georgeleespeaks.com, where I have all my professional development workshops, diversity and inclusion workshops, curriculum design. You know what I'm saying? Those are things that I do. I have 2 master degrees, 1 master degree in human relations, the other in adult and higher education. I'm originally from Bryan, Texas. Shout out to all my small town Southerners, especially my, you know what I'm saying, my small town Texans. And really now, man, I guess I'm a social media influencer that makes a lot of content about race, class, gender, ability, sexuality, and try to do it from a critical Black lens and perspective. You feel me? Research over me search. Education is elevation. Anytime you see my face or you hear my voice on the internet, shit, I'm trying to give you a upper division college course without you doing an ACT, SAT, or enrollment. Shit, all you gotta do is just plug in.
Smooth. That was a smooth rundown. Given the flawed perspectives a lot of young Black boys are raised with, you know, from media, from role models, from other older men that they're watching, and also given that you come from a small town like Bryan, Texas, how were you able to grow into the person you are now, where you're accepting of everyone, regardless of race, class, gender, sexuality?
I feel like I always been, you know what I mean, like, I feel like I've always been able to try to see the humanity in different people. Like, I ain't gonna front and act like I've been as, you know, as open as I am at 30 years old as I was when I was like 16 or something like that. But I always felt like a lot of the ways in which people, you know what I'm saying, made fun of other folks, bully other folks, or target other people, I used to always kind of frown upon it. You feel what I'm saying? Whether we was talking about, you feel me, the stud homegirl that the, you know what I'm saying, dudes is hating on because she dressed better than them and she, you know what I'm saying, picking up that girl, or we talking about, you feel me, the weird emo kid that, you know what I'm saying, that's from the hood also, that dress in like, you know, skateboard shoes and Jinko jeans, you feel me? Like, I feel like I've always been able to see, I feel like people from their multifaceted ways. And I also think that because I grew up being bullied when I feel like from the time I was about, I feel like I've been able to experience a lot of different ways in which I was positioned as a person in different schools that I went to. And because I was able to experience being bullied and as a youngster, thought about it like real deeply about how it made me feel, about why I thought the other person was bullying me, about how it impacted me. It made me where I was always able to identify myself and other people. You feel me? So even when I was died homophobic, I always knew it was something bad about it, and I used to keep it under tuck. The reason why I say die homophobic, because it's like I never was a person to be like gays are bad. I would be like that person, you know what I'm saying, kind of like the weird ass Karen. Like, I have no problem with gay people, but I don't think they should adopt. I don't have no, like, that's the type of shit I used to say, you feel what I'm saying? But I think that the more I grew and the more people that I started to attract to, I started to take on the different values. Like you saying, you feel me, you grew up in the hood, whoever you look up to, that's probably the values and the standards you're going to take. The values and standards I took upon, you feel me, in the big picture was from people like Huey P. Newton, you feel me? And then like when it came to like other shit like hustling or having, you feel me, motive or something like that, I get it from people, my uncles and dads, stuff like that. But when it came to how I relate to people, is it certain ways of how me as an individual, how I always wanted to relate to people, regardless of what I was being taught on the west side of Bryan, Texas, regardless of what I was watching on BET, regardless of somebody trying to call me friendly and it be an insult. It got to a point, you feel me, it was like I recognized on a 3rd level, 5th level consciousness that when you call me friendly, you trying to insult me and making like I ain't gonna fight. I ain't really got to get all beefed up on my nuts and try to prove to you that I ain't friendly to try to fight right now. But I see you feel me? And I feel like because that mentality I had very young, it made it where certain dudes started to have to respect it. And they started trying to, you feel me? And it made it where I went from being bullied to being George Lee, class president, homecoming king, prom king, throwing parties, every, you know what I'm saying, what you call, but I've been able to experience some shit in my life.
Got you. Smooth. So it's dope that you had that growth and transition, because especially right now, it seems like you're walking in your purpose, like you're building your brand, you're growing as a person, you're educating people through your platform. How did you go about building your online presence?
Man, consistency, just consistency, and then really just having the perspective of what the internet does and how the internet does. It's like before quarantine, before shit jumped off how it jumped off now, I recognized that the average American had their phone in their hand for like 8 hours a day. You feel me? And like 5 hours of those days be on social media. I recognized that me as a social media consumer, I would go to ESPN, Shade Room, World Star, whatever I was going to every day to see what was going on. And I thought about it like, there's no reason why people shouldn't look up in the morning or wake up in the morning thinking like, I wonder what Consciously talking about. I wonder what on Consciously page. And I saw it as, if I'm able to be consistent every day, eventually I'll be able to do it. Luckily, I was able to, I feel like, wander on a TikTok, and I was able to figure out a formula in terms of just posting every hour, really, you feel me? Because like for 9 months, I posted like 20, I made 20 posts a day, 20 videos a day for like 9 months to a year, where I ain't taking no days off. Monday through Monday, I'm posting. I'm a dance, I'm a teach, I'm a debate, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it all. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like it made it where I was able to do it. And the last thing I say is, man, when Nipsey Hussle died in 2019, it was a whole bunch of interviews that started circulating, you know what I'm saying, about him. And in 2019 is when I first had got on TikTok. So I just started to try to build my TikTok following. I probably had like, I'm gonna say like 100,000, right? Nipsey Hussle say some shit like, I ain't gonna front like I've always been this put together. Like I always been this humble. You feel me? I'm sure you've seen the interview where he like, hey, the only difference between me and, you feel me, and other people is that I ain't give up. I've been through all the emotions in this shit. I've been through depression. I've been through sadness. I've been through happiness. I've been through encouragement. I've been through, that's really how I see social media. It's like, that's really what it is. It's like the only difference between me, only difference between you and I and other people that ain't where we at is that we push through all those emotions and all of that. And I think that's really the two things, the consistency and being able to recognize doubt gonna come, and you feel me, emotions gonna come, but you're pushing through it. And then really the last thing is, I hate to even say it, but in the words of Monica, you say you in Atlanta right now. In the words of the Monica, the Atlanta legend, don't take this shit personal. If you're gonna be a content creator, the first thing you gotta accept and acknowledge is that your biggest supporter is gonna be a stranger, and your biggest hater gonna be somebody you love and you know. If you can accept that and deal with it and move forward, you'll be good. If you can't accept that and you're gonna keep on bringing it, they don't want to support me, nobody care, you ain't gonna get nowhere. You feel me? But if you can accept that as a reality and move forward, then you got something.
Got you. Smooth. And that connects to the next question. Because I've been following you for a while, so I've seen a lot of the things you endured online. And one thing was, like one situation was when somebody brought up your parents from like their past records and everything, and they tried to throw it at you, and you handled it with finesse. Like you smoothly handled it and disregarded it. How were you able to handle that so quickly in an enlightened and positive way? Like you didn't bash them, you didn't come out with profanity, but you flipped it and, you know, gave them a perfect response. What's the process of that?
I debated, bro. Like I really did college policy debate. And as a result of me really doing college policy debate for like 4 years, I'm traveling the country, and I'm debating against the best minds of my generation. You feel me? I'm talking about USC, Harvard, UT, Cornell, Dartmouth. I'm debating against them every weekend, any given city in this country, you feel me, for 4 years. In doing that, I was able to come across all of the ad hominem attacks, all the suck ass insults, all the elementary ass, you know what I'm saying? So how I'm looking at it is, if I'm in a debate and we in a debate, you feel me? Once me and you start disagreeing and I start going off a certain way, I'm no longer making arguments, I'm just going off, it don't do nothing for me. You feel what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to me being able to go back and forth with somebody, and I feel like it's a debate, or I feel like you're trying to play me, I'm gonna put my Jedi focus on and think about what is the purpose and what's the point. I knew the purpose and the point was to try to defame me and try to make it where I'm illegitimate in, or try to make it like I'm just a hyper criminal nigga that's always gonna be breaking laws and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? I recognize is what he was doing. You know what I mean? So it's almost like the Rastafarians taught me, like, instead of understanding something, I'm overstanding and just like, nah, you got me messed up. And it's pretty much what a lot of people you try to do. I'm a cisgender Black man that's married to a light-skinned biracial Black woman that talk about LGBTQ issues, and I do all that unapologetically. So I'm used to people coming at me in different ways. I'm on the down low. Why they marry a dark-skinned woman? Why I'm talking about transness? Why I'm pushing a gender? I'm used to that type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? But all those to me just sound like horrible bullshit ass arguments I heard when I was doing college debate. You feel me? It's called the line by line, and it's just like, hey, I'm a big picture thinker. In the big picture, a lot of those little insults only to me reflect more on your character than it would do on mine. It's just like what it's doing. You feel me? Like it is what it is. But I'm open to conversation about anything, you know what I'm saying, 9 times out of 10. But it's just like I'm used to it though. And I know that when I got into content creator, I knew, bro, I can go to any celebrity page. They ain't even gotta be a celebrity. They can be a D-list celebrity. You feel me? Go to the comment section. Sure. Any given day. Your mama, your daddy, your spouse, they don't talk about everything. And I thought I knew that it's like, hey, this comes from territory. You can't be a store owner and not expect people to steal from your store. That comes to territory. You cannot be a content creator and expect people not to try to tear down every single thing they see. It comes with territory.
For sure. Aside from being an educator online, you also like were and are an educator in real life. You used to work with high school children. What was that journey like? What made you be like, all right, I'm going to be a teacher? And then, matter of fact, I'm going to save the other part of that question after you answer, but what made you want to become a teacher?
Man, to be honest with you, through me doing college policy debate, I became good at it. And as a result of me being good at it, a lot of the other different debate programs that had debate summer camps started inviting me to come and teach other students about how I was doing debate and about, you feel me, this debate stuff. Through me having that experience, I really learned that I really love being in the classroom, and I really learned that I really feel like my calling was teaching, and I feel like it was easy. I didn't think about it. It was like I enjoyed it. You feel me? Like I would wake up and go to a debate camp and go to, like, you know what I'm saying, my lab or teach my debate students, and I ain't think about it as being work really. You feel me? It's really, we having a conversation like we having right now, but we just talking about something about the government doing or some economic advantage or some theoretical K thing, but that's what I learned how to do. And then pretty much what happened is that I've been teaching in universities, the university setting for like 6-7 years. You feel me? Like for a minute. Due to the coronavirus, you feel me, had got my position cut at the University of Oklahoma, my debate position, because it was like they was doing budget stuff and this, that, and the other. So it was like, man, I think this might be my calling right now, my time right now to give back. I think that I've been doing a lot of teaching at this D1 university around a lot of the predominantly white people that's affluent, that's middle class. I know because of where I'm at, there's not a lot of access that I give to Black and brown students because I'm always where I'm at. You feel me? And it was just like, man, a whole bunch of things to spit in line. You feel me? It's like these people are hiring. It's an alternative school. It's gonna be predominantly Black and brown students. You know what I'm saying? They see my teaching style. They see what I'm down with. They say that and they down with it. You feel me? I hate to be able to, you know what I'm saying, feed my kids. I hate to have to drive out here all the way this far, but I think it'd be a good learning experience for me to be able to see how inner city schools work and for me to be able to really learn and be able to give back. Because I recognize when I'm doing what I'm doing, I can think of one conversation that I had with one educator, or I can think of one thing an educator said to me and I ain't say shit back, but it impacted me. You feel what I'm saying? Like I never thought that I could be an educator until another educator told me how I thought about it, or thought about being a writer until, you feel what I'm saying? So me being in the classroom, I thought about it as like, hey, I was an English teacher, language arts, but shit, I talked to them students more about life, more about what they was going through, what they wanted to do in life. I recognized that, you feel me, a lot of them, because at the school I was going to, they really was getting kicked out of other schools, or they was fresh out of juvenile hall, or fresh out of the boys' home, or fresh out of the girls' home. Like it's alternative school. You feel me? So they really like, bro, like in the hallway to the school to prison pipeline. Like literally, they is, you know what I'm saying, a waiver away from being a full ride scholarship to the school to prison pipeline. You feel me? Like that's what my students. So I'm able to talk to them about, hey, what you want to do? What you want to do right now, what you're doing right now to get to where you're going. And I feel like it was just, I learned a lot about how trash the economic and how trash the public school system is. Cause I'm from a small town, bro. So you feel me? Like I got the benefit from going to school with, you feel me, the lawyers' kids and you know what I'm saying, the kids that come for 50 acres and shit. You feel I got the benefit from that. You know how school funding work. I got the benefit from that. The school I was at in Oklahoma City, don't work like that. So I got the, for a small town, I never experienced walking through a metal detector to get in my classroom. That's something that was only I seen on TV. So when I'm working at a school and I'm seeing, hey, my motto is education is elevation. In order for my students to get into my classroom, into the seat, they gotta walk through a metal detector. That was to me very like, you feel me, like triggering for me. You know what I'm saying? Then the first day I worked, I'll never forget this. It's gonna be in my book that I'm writing right now. The first day I had to work in the cafeteria on duty, bro. I'm walking in, fam. The police officer think I'm a student. And the way he tried to handle me, he ain't go crazy. It was just very like condescending. He was just like, stand over there. And my mom thinking like, bro, I just walked through the metal detector. They didn't search me. They didn't tell you nothing. And two, I got a foot I'm like, what? But young black, so that's all he's seeing. You feel me? But I feel like I really have to see how trash. Like I really think that the whole public school system need to be revamped, shaped and shook. Like the curriculum trash, the standards trash, how they try to conduct students and control students is trash. This is all bad. Yeah.
Nah, for sure. I'm pretty sure it's a whole different experience, given that like, especially like the male students, they see a teacher that they can relate to in terms of, not only just by looks, but culture, like, cause you're young, you're able to keep up, you're on TikTok, you know what's going on. So they look at you as a positive role model and they watch every step you do. Like, all right, I want to be like Mr. Lee. Okay, he's reading. I want to read books. I want to do X, Y, and Z. So yeah. I'm pretty sure along with that comes with the weight of responsibility. And aside from what you're building online and everything that you're doing in terms of just building your brand, how do you find balance between being an educator and, having people look at you as a role model and also finding time for your kids, your wife, building time for yourself?
To be honest with you, because I'm still building right now, I'm still figuring it out. Like, you feel me? Like you know what I'm saying? I'm still figuring out how to have that balance and make it where when I'm not with the kids, I can be on the phone and be the conscious lead. But as soon as I get with the kids, I have to put the phone down and be daddy, and be George. You feel me? Like figuring out, you know what I'm saying? Like really how to maximize the time that I have. And I'm learning that productivity is more about like focus and, you know what I'm saying, shit, like getting it done, you know what I'm saying? I think that now it's just me thinking about how I maximize my time. So right now I got to pick my daughter up from school until a certain time. It's like, when we get out this interview, it's like, how much can I get done in between then and then? And then recognizing that after I pick my daughter up, I got to go to, I got to debate. I got to teach my debaters. That's what I do full time now. I'm a debate coach. I'm the coordinator of the debate team. You feel me? So it's like, you know what I mean? But I'm figuring it out though. I feel like right now I've been good, you know what I'm saying? So good so far. Some things that I can do better in my, you feel me, my home life and being a better husband and being a better father. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, shit, it's a challenge that I'm taking on every day trying to master.
Cool. We coming up on the last few questions. So like what's your vision like? Like what do you see for yourself in the Conscious Lee brand going forward? I know we can't see, too deep into the future. We can't control anything.
I can tell you, I say, shit, I can tell you, folks, you've been watching me build a international critical education platform that's literally all based off of being able to empower and educate people from a Black critical lens. I'm from Bryan, Texas. I ain't never been to half of these countries and half of these cities and states that folks follow me from, but I recognize I have a gift and I have a skill of being able to take information and making it relatable. And I think right now is just writing a book. You feel me? Eventually I'll be able to have my own kind of like a conscious school where I'm gonna have it start in my neighborhood, like starting, you know what I'm saying, in one community, figure out how I go and then make it where other communities can be able to almost copy and paste it, where the people in the community get to, you know what I'm saying, have a say on the curriculum, on the standards, on the books, on the articles, on the projects, on what we're doing in terms of trying to make it where in this school right here, when students go to this school, they get to think about how to be as productive for their community, not society type shit. Like how can they help their community? And we're coming to this school, we're going to be able to do that or whatever. But really this, I got a lot of ideas, you feel me? TV, books, school, you know what I'm saying? But really in the big picture, GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com, the Conscious Lee, international brand. You feel me? International brand. I'm talking to people over in different countries about going, you know what I'm saying, doing work over there and doing some stuff over there. It's really what I'm trying to build though. You know what I'm saying? Just a global brand on education.
Smooth. Definitely. We see that happening. Like watching you grow, watching the steps you're taking, we definitely see that happening. Before we skate out, what's one piece of advice you can give to anybody, regardless of race, gender, creed, age, race, and like anything? What's one gem you can leave with people?
Hey, the gem I can leave to the people in general, man, is that in order for you to move in the world, regardless of what you want to do, you got to have a knowledge of self, like self-knowledge, like, you feel me, like self-love, self-care, self-awareness, self-consciousness, like really like what pisses you off, what make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like what turn you on? Who are you? Not only like who are you in terms of personally, but like in terms of heritage and culture, like really having the knowledge of self. I think the best thing that I ever could have did in my life is try to figure out who I am for myself. You feel me? In the various ways in which I'm made up, not only in terms of the metaphysical and physical, but also the cultural and the, you know what I'm saying, emotional, and really just being able to figure out like who you are. Are you an introvert? Or are you an extrovert? What is your communication style? Are you know what I'm saying? Like really just figuring out like who you are. I think that's advice that regardless of your race, class, gender, ability, sexuality, you should have some knowledge of self.
Smooth. That was dope. Yeah, so before we skate out, I definitely want to thank you for coming on, for sharing your energy, just being present, you know, giving us all these gems, and also being open, telling us about yourself and letting us in and get that view and that scope. Hit them with like where to find you, website, social media.
Yeah, man. Hey, The Consciously on all social media platforms, and that conscious is spelled CONSCIOUS. I know some people want to say like conscientious, but it's like, no, conscious like that part right there. But if that's hard for you, GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com, you're going to be able to get the link to everything you need on there. You know, if you wanted to find out more about the things that I'm doing, or when my book drop, or something about merch, or you feel me, you want to be able to bring me to your organization, institution, group to do a workshop or facilitation, GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com is where you go to. And let me tell y'all something. I consider myself a suit tailor. It's no one size fit all. You feel me? So when you come to me, we're going to be able to do a consultation about specific learning objectives for your space and place that's for your people. You feel me? I ain't gonna give you some shit that I gave to this other organization. We're gonna have a sit down and talk about what your organization needs. I'm gonna take my skills in terms of being a curriculum designer, in terms of professional development and diversity and inclusion, and make it where, you feel me, we can get to something. Race, class, gender, ability, sexuality, some soft core skills. You feel me? And being able to make it where your student body and or your employers are moving better and making where we in a nice, civil, cool workspace.
Got you. Smooth. So like anything you want to leave the listeners with? Like what, any last like messages or anything, or words?
Man, the last words I leave out with, you feel me, is two type of people in this world. People that are defined by the times and people that define the times. And it's to put that in context of what we're living in right now. Right now, I will argue, and y'all gonna start seeing me do more content on this about just us living in an economic revolution kind of, or us seeing the biggest kind of transfer of wealth ever. And it's like, you got to recognize, get ready to get lost. You're going to be defined by the times we live in, or you're going to do something, or you're going to get in where you fit in. Social media is the most lucrative industry. Social media is the most profitable industry in human history. Social media has only been around since 2009. But when we're talking about oil, textiles, real estate in the world, literally, social media is the most lucrative. So when we think about how people of color, trans people, women are able to kind of push forward different trends and push forward different aesthetics on the internet, that then these straight cisgender white men get demonetized. Like, hey, to the people in this world, are you going to be defined by continuing to be exploited, continuing to be, you feel me, pimped out, continuing to get the short end of the stick? Or are you going to try to define how this transfer of wealth is going on, and you're going to figure out what a blockchain is, and you're going to figure out what an NFT is, you're going to figure out what a stock and a bond, and really get into it? Because I'm a person that think capitalism is the most dehumanizing system ever. But I also recognize that the reason why I hate capitalism so much is because it forces me to have to survive in this damn system and take on shit that I don't like. With that being said, capitalism sucks. What you going to do about it? It's only two type of people in this world: people that are defined by the times, people that define the times. Are you going to define the times we're living in, or are you going to be continuing to be defined by what's going on around you? Consciously, I want to define what's going on around me, and not what's going on around me define who I am and what I'm going on. That's the reason why I'm not reactionary. That's when people get on some stupid sucker shit. I'm not finna give you the response you want. I'm a debater. I'm a strategic, argumentative. So in a debate, if you asking me a question, I know you want me to say a certain thing. Even if I know it's true, I'm gonna fuck with you and not say it. So that I'm gonna have that same energy when it comes to the internet. You can tag me 50 million times, but if I think what you have talking to me about has no purpose, I'm probably not gonna give you no engagement. You can comment and talk about everything you want to talk about. If I feel like it has, I might block you and check you about your business. But with that being said, you see how I'm talking about being proactive and not reactive? Talking about that's what I feel like we gotta have on. You feel me? You really gotta have that mindset.
Got you. And you just open up a can of worms real quick. We never done this, but I definitely want to go into overtime real quick a little bit. Yeah. But you mentioned crypto and blockchain. I definitely 100% agree with you on that. Could you give the importance and why it's so important right now more than ever for Black people to get on this technological revolution? Like, what's the benefits and why do we need to hop on it right now?
Every industry that is named outside of social media, those industries are centuries old and they're ran by the gatekeepers of those industries, where they're able to pick and choose who's able to get into the industry, how they're able to profit, and how they're able to have access. When we think about textiles, real estate, oil, whatever you want to think about, it's some old white people that run that shit. And if it ain't some old white people that run that shit, the young white folks that run it, they literally inherited from some old white people, right? When we talk about this transfer of wealth, we start thinking about how new cryptocurrency is, and we're thinking about how new, you feel me, decentralizing of economics is in terms of what we're doing in the structured world, especially the Western world. You feel me? So when we think about, you know what I'm saying, the stock market, for instance, shit, right now it's 11:13 my time. You feel me? So if I want to, you know, move and groove some things, I can do it. At 3:30, I can't do it no more. Cryptocurrency is so revolutionary that, hey, man, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If I want to move some Bitcoin into some Ethereum or something like that, or move some coins around, I can do that. The reason why it's important, though, is because now we're starting to see where different businesses and institutions are starting to take cryptocurrency as a legitimate type of currency. We're also starting to see a whole bunch of transfer of the old school fiat, archaic, saying the cryptocurrency is still fiat currency, so I ain't gonna say that word, but you feel me? We're seeing a transfer of kind of the old back assets, the old assets
for sure,
basically. And some new shit. And I just think that it's just smart for us to get into it. You feel me? Like I got a 3-year-old and I got a 5-year-old. When they 20 in 20 years, cryptocurrency and NFT, the whole crypto scene is gonna be dumb. And you either gonna be listening to this conversation thinking like, I wish I would have did something about it, or you know what I'm saying? Because really research over me search. Go learn, figure out what it is, and really being real. I know I see the thing about the, you know what I'm saying, doing it. How I understand how I got my understanding of stock and shit. It came from February when GameStop and GameStop and AMC and all that shit was going on. But I've been around people that sell drugs my whole life, bro. Like my whole life, you feel me? Like my whole life, I've been around people that sell drugs. Once I figured out that's pretty much the economic strategy of being able to generate profit is the same way when you hustle in the streets with work, is the same thing it is with stocks and bonds. It blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make a little bit of money, buy you a little ounce. Buy your ounce, flip it a couple of times, got you a little money, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to make a little bit more money, yo, get you a QP. Sure. You feel me? You want to make you know what I'm saying? Get you a half pound, get you a pound. You want to make some real money? Get 10 pounds. The stocks and bonds work the same way. We'll make you a little bit of money and make where you put up a little bit of something. Buy you a little piece of stock somewhere, a little piece of this, a little piece of that. You feel me? You want to make a little bit of money? Buy a whole share, a whole stock. You want to make some real money? Buy a couple of them. And then making it where I'm having a conversation with you. As we having this conversation right now, I get to go get on to these little websites and see how much money I made. You feel me? When we was having this conversation. And it's just thinking about the way A Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it was a great book. You feel me? You should go check it out. If you listen to this, we really got to change our relationship to economics. You feel me? I come from generational poverty, but I don't have the same generational poverty mindset that I grew up in. When I get my dollars now, my dollars is my workers. You feel me? I'm not really going to return. I'm not going to give up no worker until they work for me enough. If anybody booked me for an event, I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna invest my money in particular ways and pay bills. When it comes to buying up shit, I'm not gonna buy up nothing until this dollars that made enough for me. You feel me? And it's just like that's not what it is. And cryptocurrency and the volatility of that market, and you feel me? The bullshit coin Doge, you know what I'm saying, showed me a lot. But now I'm past that. Now I got Cardano and a whole bunch of other coins, and I didn't move to, you feel me? But you gotta start somewhere. You gotta learn, and you feel me? It come with risk. Everything come with risk. Everything come with risk. You're not always winning. The market is always market. It's always going up and down. But what I know about being philosophy and theory, and the market is just driven by fear and greed. So if you can overstand fear and greed and not get lost in the sauce of that bullshit, you're gonna do like the streets is. You feel me? Sometimes the QPs, they going for 1,200. Sometimes they going for 800. It obviously makes more sense to buy the QP at 800 than 12. Well, that's how the market works. You feel me? When everybody freaking out because prices is dropping, hopefully your money's smooth and you can buy up some shit. And then when it go back up, you can count your profits and move on. But it's just really that simple though. And I just think that a lot of gatekeeping has happened throughout our life as being poor people, whether you Black, Native, Hispanic, poor people. We've been tricked into thinking about it being more